Hi guys, Miss Ratana here. Today I can't be on Zoom with you, so I've prepared a very special video for us to watch. In this video, we will be reading a book called From Seed to Pumpkin by Wendy Pfeiffer and narrated by Sasha. The reason I chose this book is because we have officially entered the fall season, and one of the greatest things about fall is all the beautiful pumpkins people use to decorate their homes, places of work, stores, restaurants, and even to cook. In elementary school science, you will learn all about something scientists call a life cycle. A life cycle is the way in which all living things change and grow throughout their lives, from the beginning to the end. For example, all humans have a life cycle too. We all start as an egg in our mommy's tummies, then we are born as a baby, then a child, then a teenager, and finally an adult. Can you guess what part of the life cycle you guys are in right now? Yes, you're a child. You still have teenager and adult to go. Another example of a life cycle is this one here of a butterfly. As you can see, a butterfly has 4 ways it changes in its life. It begins as an itty bitty egg, then a caterpillar, then a cocoon, then an adult. As you are listening to the book, I want you all to be thinking, what are the ways a pumpkin changes and grows during its life? One good way to do this is to pay attention to how a pumpkin changes and grows at the beginning, in the middle, and then at the end of the story. Hint, the title of this book, From Seed to Pumpkin, is already giving us some of that information. Okay, let's get started.
Hi friends, it's Sasha, and today we'll be reading From Seed to Pumpkin by Wendy Pfeiffer, illustrated by James Graham Hale. Let's begin. When spring winds warm the earth, a farmer plants hundreds of pumpkin seeds. Every pumpkin seed can become a baby pumpkin plant. Underground, covered with dark, moist soil, the baby plants begin to grow. As the plants get bigger, the seeds crack open. Stems sprout up. Roots dig down. Inside the roots are tubes. Water travels up these tubes the way juice goes up a straw.
Okay, let's stop right there. Here we see that when the pumpkin seeds open up, they begin to grow what we call stems and roots. The job of the roots and stem are to slurp in the water from the ground and move it up to the top of the plant, just like when we drink from a straw.
In less than 2 weeks from planting time, green shoots poke up through the earth. These shoots grow into tiny seedlings. 2 leaves, called seed leaves, uncurl on each stem. They reach up towards the sun.
Wow, so 2 weeks after the pumpkin seeds are planted, those little baby plants that we call seedlings push their little baby bodies out of the ground and into our world. Here we can see a picture of a baby seedling that has successfully pushed his way out of the ground so that he can see the sun.
Sunlight gives these leaves energy to make food. Like us, plants need food to grow, but green plants do not eat food as we do. Their leaves make it. To make food, plants need light, water, and air. Leaves catch the sunlight. Roots soak up rainwater, and little openings in the leaves let air in. Using energy from the sun, The leaves mix the air with water from the soil to make sugar. This feeds the plant.
Wow. So the process that she just described is something that's called photosynthesis. I'm going to say that one more time. It's a big word, photosynthesis. But don't worry about that right now, because that's not something that you won't learn until the second grade.
Soon, broad, prickly leaves with jagged edges unfold the stems. The new leaves are rough and prickly, but the seed leaves are smooth and rounded. The seed leaves dry up. Now the new leaves make food for the pumpkin plant. Each pumpkin stem has many sets of tubes. One tube in each set takes water from the soil up to the leaves so they can make sugar. The other tube in each set sends food back down so the pumpkin can grow. The days grow warmer. The farmer tends the pumpkin patch to keep weeds out. Weeds take water from the soil. Pumpkin plants need that water to grow.
Wow, so interesting. The farmer has to make sure a plant called a weed does not grow near the pumpkin plants because they will drink the pumpkin plant's water. If a pumpkin plant does not have water, it cannot grow. So here he is taking out those weeds.
Pumpkin plants don't stand up tall. As the stems grow longer, they sprawl all over the ground before long, twisted, tangled vines cover the pumpkin patch. Soon, flower buds appear on the vines. After each bud opens, its orange petals grow bigger and bigger. They look like bright orange umbrellas.
Whoa, okay, so I'm freaking out because there has been another huge change. Can you tell me what changed? Call it out. Yes, amazing. Our seedling has turned into vines. And then not only has our seedling turned into vines, but those vines have now begin to flower. And so that's what we see here, these big, beautiful orange flowers. Oh my goodness. Let's keep going.
During the heat of the day, the flowers close. They open again during the cool nights and early mornings. The bright orange flowers attract swarms of bees. The bees buzz about, carrying yellow pollen from the male flowers to the female flowers. Now pumpkins can grow. The petals wither away. Where the flowers bloomed, tiny hard fruits begin to grow. Hundreds of these cling to the vines.
Oh my goodness. Okay, all of you should be like on the edge of your seats because we have just witnessed another huge way in which the pumpkin plant changes and grows. Now, those beautiful flowers, they've turned into something completely different. Now, they're not flowers. They're what? Call it out. Yes, exactly. The flowers are now fruits. Oh my goodness. Let's see what happens next.
The days grow hot. All summer, the warm sun and the cool rain help the tiny fruits grow larger and larger. Soon, summer is over. The corn stalks next to the pumpkin patch turn brown. Leaves on trees turn red, orange, and yellow. Pumpkins change color too. As they ripen, they change from green to yellow, then to orange. In just 4 months, small, flat, white pumpkin seeds have grown into big, fat, orange pumpkins. The pumpkins are ripe and round with lumps and bumps. They come in all sizes and shapes. and they're waiting in the autumn sun.
Finally, pumpkins! Woo!
Some pumpkins will be carved into jack-o'-lanterns for Halloween. Some will be baked into pumpkin pies for Thanksgiving. Colorful leaves turn brown. Winter winds begin to blow, and soon the trees are bare. The farmer looks out over the pumpkin patch, where only a few dead vines remain. But when spring winds warm the earth, once again he will plant hundreds of pumpkin seeds, and once again they will grow from seed to pumpkin. And that was From Seed to Pumpkin by Wendy Pfeiffer. In the back of this book, they have a section.
Okay, we're going to stop right there. That was so cool. I never realized that a pumpkin changed and grew so much in its life cycle. Now, it's time for us to do an activity. Using what you just learned from our story, you will be making your very own pumpkin life cycle. To do this, you will first need a pencil, a piece of paper, and some colors. First, you will copy this drawing of a delicious pumpkin pie with dollops of whipped cream on top. Be sure to include the numbers that you see on every slice. Take a look at the list of words next to your pie. Each of these words is one way a pumpkin changes and grows, starting from the beginning of its life cycle all the way to the end of its life cycle. You will use the list of words next to the pie as well as what you just learned in our story to help you write which is the first way a pumpkin changes and grows, which is the second way a pumpkin changes and grows, which is the third way a pumpkin changes and grows, and finally, which is the fourth, fifth, and sixth way a pumpkin changes and grows. Remember, you have to put all of these steps in order, starting with 1. Just in case we need an example, I'll also attach the pictures of our human and butterfly life cycles. This is a good example of what a life cycle drawing should look like because just by looking at it, I know that a human's life starts as an egg, then a baby, then a child, then a teenager, and finally an adult. At the end of your activity, make sure to add some color to your pumpkins. I want them to look extra delicious. When you are completely done, take a picture of your pumpkin pie life cycle diagram and post it here onto your Science Seesaw page. I hope you all enjoyed their story and learning all about how pumpkins change and grow throughout their lives. Have fun, and I can't wait to see your work.